This episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast is brought to you by Liberte Ministries. Freedom. The word alone elicits strong feelings of pride and comfort. That's because it's more than a word. Freedom is something that everyone longs to have in many areas of life. At Liberte Ministries, it's at the focal point of all they do. The word liberté means freedom, and so they strive to help those in Haiti find freedom in education, in economic self-sufficiency, and most importantly, freedom in Christ. Liberté works with 23 congregations of the Lord's people in Haiti and operates 2 schools that have a combined attendance of 600 students. They also have the Haiti School of Biblical Studies, a 4-year college that not only provides crucial training for preachers, but also for teachers and other church leaders. In addition, there is Harry's Home, a children's home that sees to the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of many children. Go to TravisLovesHaiti.com for more information on how you can help spread the good news of Jesus in Haiti.
Welcome into the Helping Healing Humor podcast with Ben and Travis, brought to you by Lads to Leaders. It's great to be on the podcast. I just love doing this. Like when this all kicked off back in 2019, the spring of 2019, I was like, man, maybe if I start a podcast, Ben will have to hang out with me, right? Especially if it says with Ben and Travis. And so
Look at us.
I'm telling you, if nothing else, I'm fired up to get to hang out with 2 of my favorite people from 2 of my favorite families, Ben Hayes, Will Mayan. How you guys doing?
Well, it's awesome on my end. I'm enjoying things. It's as we're recording, it's a Sunday, so Sunday fun day. It's always awesome to be able to hang out with the church and hang out with you guys and do stuff with the Lord's people. So just glad to be here.
Mine's great. Had church members buy my lunch today, so you can't complain about that. One of the perks of ministry, just because they wanted to hang out with Amy, not really us. And I think Lindsay is still waiting for me to mature because of joining this podcast.
Boom.
You talk about
Never waiting.
I think she was hoping that maybe I would mature from the wisdom of y'all, and that's just failed miserably.
There is no chance on the planet that she thought you hanging out with us is going to help you mature. There's nobody that's that gullible.
I think it's probably helped our marriage just because I get to act dumb and goof off, and so maybe that helps me be more serious. So
what you're saying is this podcast is like basically Never Never Land, where we never grow up. And I'm down. I'm down with that.
It can save your marriage. It can make you a better person. We're going to talk about some things going on that can make you physically feel better. I mean, we just got it all. We got it all.
I just got a notification on my phone. Shout out to Amber Span. Big, huge, awesome supporter of Ben and Travis. Her and her husband came up, got a picture at CYC, got to meet them. They're always liking our stuff. They're always pumping us up. And she just took me from 13 to go on having our book fully funded to 12. Just got that on my phone. Way to go, Amber. I know you listen to the podcast. You're awesome. Why don't the rest of you join the party? Let's just do this.
Wait,
right?
you have a book?
I have a book. Not in hand. Not yet.
But it's coming. It's
coming. Hopefully this summer. And I'll go ahead and throw Reframing Hope, which is reframing is what us Enneagrams will. Enneagram 7s, us Tiggers, that's what we do. We reframe everything. And so my wife came along, helped me write it, and kept me from being too much sunshine and roses and rainbows and all that stuff. So
it's 12 books away from being fully funded.
Fully funded.
Which means you've sold how many so far? 100 and...
That'd be 168.
168, wow.
168 awesome. Books, yeah. It's crazy.
So if you're listening, go help him get this thing fully funded.
That's right.
That would be amazing.
So New York Times bestseller here.
What I'm talking about. What I'm talking about.
That would be definitely interesting if that ever happened. If that's
so
the
kind
case.
Of it's you guys' story. I think we're going to talk about this at a later time, but you guys' story about your diagnosis of leukemia also, addresses a lot of the stuff with your adoption and just, Travis's life. If you want to see inside the brain, inside the inner workings of Travis Creasy, and a little bit of Whitney. Whitney's isn't nearly as scary as the inner workings of Travis's brain, but you can go and order it. So it's the thoughts alone are worth the buy. So go get the book.
If you never needed to know how much you need to be praying for me and my wife, just read this book. It'll let you know we will climb your prayer list very, very quickly if that's how that works. But big summer ahead of us, guys. I'm just going to say, it's like, hey, man, we got this one thing done. What would another be? Really? Let's just throw it on there.
What else could we add?
Yeah, the patience of your wives, man, like is impressive. But we do have a lot going on. Registration, as this airs, is now open for the third annual. Can you believe it is the third year of the Batify Freedom 5K, which will be July the 9th, that Saturday after Independence Day. Early bird registration is open right now and will continue to be open until registration ends the 23rd. Early bird will end May the 4th, and it is a heavy discount. So go ahead, register for that. It'll be on our website, on our store, benandtravis.com/store. And I don't know whose idea it was. Maybe it was yours, Ben, this whole Batify thing. It started with the 30-day challenge in June.
Yeah.
And
I don't even remember at this point. I'm too old to remember those sorts of things. But hoping, and we're going to try to get all this nailed down, but hoping, again, maybe we can do this at Marshall Bible School. That's where we did it last time. Worked out pretty well. I think we had a good turnout. And so, we're gonna shoot for that, but we'll let you know absolutely on that as time goes along. But it's been fun. We had a good crowd last year. I think the first year that we had it, we did it out at the TVA Trail and just kind of had people show up. And, of course, we were kind of during COVID stuff anyway.
The infamous COVID year.
Yeah. So a lot of people ran it in their hometowns, and you can do that now. You can you can register, still get all the gear, get all the stuff that we're going to, give out for the run, but you can do it in your hometown. You can get a group together. You can run it by yourself, whatever you want to do. But if you're in our area or close to our area, you can come and run it with us.
So the question would be, why would you register? I got three things. Sweet shirt, one. You can never have too many shirts. A medal from the mind of Travis Creasy, which is always just like
always interesting.
Yeah, dangerous. Like you run races for the medals, and you never know what you're going to get when Travis starts designing a medal. So
that's true.
We've gone from glow in the dark to like last year's was just I don't even
Japanese nuclear waste Indian.
So this was year one.
Yeah,
that glowed in the dark.
Yeah,
so pretty sweet. Here's the one that's a little bit Travis's mind, but it's amazing. Drawn by Turner, right?
Turner McLemore
drew this.
Yeah, and it's
so fantastic stuff. I mean, those are cool medals. So you get that.
Smashing like a virus with a guitar. Like it's just incredible.
So awesome.
And maybe the most important reason to register is all of the money that we raise, the profits go towards the Ben and Travis St. Jude team, kind of in honor of Ben's son Cypress. And then it started with Cypress and another young boy from Highland Park, Houston, several years back. And what is it, guys? We've raised over $20,000 in 3 years for St. Jude.
Yeah, well, yeah, we've probably we're
it was
well
11
above
last
that.
year, right?
Yeah, and I think we got real close to 10 the year before, didn't we?
We may be pushing into the 25,000.
Yeah, 25, 30. Yeah, I think so. I'd have to go back and look, but yeah, it's been awesome. And man, St. Jude is still just near and dear to our hearts. Mm-hmm. If you guys can lift up the family of London Perry in your prayers. London was a little girl that had surgery the same day as Cypress at St. Jude. We got to know them. She had a brain tumor that had just came kind of out of nowhere that week that she had the surgery. And she has been fighting, and St. Jude has been fighting with her, helping her for the last, 4 years now or so.
Yeah.
she's 9 years old, and they've gotten pretty rough news the last couple of weeks. The tumor is growing. It's now growing very rapidly, and so I don't know where she will be at the moment when this airs, but whether she is still fighting or whether she's been freed from her battle, I know that the Perry family could really use your prayers. But St. Jude did everything they could for them, and so kind of do this not only in honor of Cypress and Houston, but for all these kids that are fighting. I don't like seeing it. I don't want to see it anymore.
Well, that's why we do the podcast. That's why we do these events, the helping, healing, and humor. And we want to bring a lot of those three things to all of these things. And so that's really why we do it, is these kids who are fighting tooth and nail against something that they didn't choose. Nobody chooses this stuff. And so we want to bring that helping, healing, humor to as many people as we can. And it's events like the Batify 5K where we can get together, we can fellowship, and it pushes us on to do bigger and better things so that others might benefit. So just want to challenge you. You can sign up for that right now. Like I said, the early bird registration will go through May the 4th. Be with you for you Star Wars folks.
There you go.
A wrap up, and then the price will increase. Maybe you just want to pay the heavier price because it does. The proceeds do go. But wherever you're at, we'd love for you to join us in person or virtual. Last year, the finisher came across the finish line. Was it Colby Phillips, right?
Colby Phillips, yep.
Finished to the glass breaking of Stone Cold Steve Austin and got a championship belt, a foam championship belt. So, I'm still looking for a gold robe for this year's winner.
It'll happen.
We need to make sure that happens. But go register for that. Another event that we're doing, and all the proceeds, this will be a lot of humor involved. I want you to go ahead and mark your calendar. Let your youth minister know that August the 20th to the 21st right now, we've got scheduled, depending on how many teams we have, if it takes 2 days or not. But that's a Saturday and a Sunday afternoon. We're going to have the Staying Alive Disco Dodgeball Tournament.
You can't even say the name of it.
Yeah.
The Disco Dodgeball. The logo alone is worth everything. Like you just for a shirt with that logo on it, maybe some stickers. I don't know what we're going to have for it, but we need to be plastering that logo everywhere because it's fantastic. Some disco guy spinning a dodgeball. It's phenomenal.
My hopes is that he will replace the Michael Jordan Jumpman logo. Like the Michigan Wolverines. They're going to replace that Jumpman with our disco dodgeball person. What awesome. Is crazy is I think it was actually Ben Hayes is the model for that logo.
That's
even better.
The model, the logo's too tall for it to be Ben.
It's not nice. It's not nice.
But speaking of not nice, get your rival youth group from your town and just come throw dodgeballs at each other.
Exactly. Who have you always wanted to hit in the face with a dodgeball?
Exactly.
Here it is.
And for those other people that want to come, there's nothing more enjoyable than watching somebody get hit in the face with a dodgeball.
That's right.
I mean, it really is a win-win.
And there'll be no major injuries, hopefully, in this dodgeball tournament. We'll probably have you sign a death waiver anyway, but we're not going to have it's not going to be the excruciatingly painful ridged dodgeballs that you sometimes see, the ones that will rip flesh from your miserable bones.
The ones that are supposed to be used for kickball.
Yeah. So it'll be the small foam red balls, I think, that you usually get. I don't know where you get those, Travis. Do you have them, or do we just kind of have to get them?
Somebody at Riverside knows where to get them, and so we'll definitely get them. And that's going to be right now. It's scheduled to be at Highland Park Church of Christ in y'all. Well, right where y'all are right now. Like I said, proceeds will benefit St. Jude. Rosters can consist of 10 players. There will be 6 in the melee at a time. Your group can pick a mascot, and you guys can dress as that mascot. If you want to be the Highland Park Pirates, you can dress as pirates. Obviously, modesty in all things, but you can dress as a pirate and compete as pirates. If you all want to be John Travolta. You can, I guess, be John Travolta if we want to go that route. Registration's not quite open for that yet, but it will open. And early bird will go through June the 1st, and registration ends August the 5th. And so there's several options there. You can sign up for a roster and T-shirts, or you can just sign up to come blast each other with dodgeballs.
And we haven't talked about this, but this is also a possibility. If you wanted to just get your church to raise enough money for your team or extra, if you raise, however much it is for the team and you want to raise extra, everything that we get, we're going to, pour into St. Jude, into our team. And so we would love for you guys to do that. If you want to come and just watch it, we can probably work out some, ways where you can donate just to watch the thing. We can open up the track, maybe up top, and that way you won't get hit in the face with something while you're watching from the sidelines.
We also need referees and officials. So I'm working on a special group to come and be referees maybe for a little while. I can't confirm that nor deny or confirm who it is, but we're working on some special officials. If you've got somebody special at your church that you think can do a great job, or maybe a celebrity of sort, we'd love to have them come out. And also, I've talked to Caleb Sampson, and he thinks he can help us Facebook Live the event. And so there would be a small price that you would pay for the weekend. I think you can do that on Facebook Live. You can pay in. We're not going to keep any of that. It's going to go all to St. Jude. And so if you just cannot make it to the shows, you don't have a team, you can also watch on Facebook Live as people try to remove each other's faces with cloth dodgeballs.
Cloth dodgeballs.
Cloth foam dodgeballs.
Look, it's the perfect thing. Your boyfriend or girlfriend just broke up with you. They go to a different church. There
it is. It's opportunity.
And we didn't mention, but the Final Four, we're working on an actual disco ball to have spinning and the lights out for some disco dodgeball. So the Final Four play with the disco lights.
Hey, we dream big here, fellas. We dream big.
From the mind of Travis Creasy, here it goes.
Staying Alive disco dodgeball, August 20th to the 21st. So if you can do one, that's great. If you can do both, even better. We also have sponsorships available. If you want some more info on that, hello@benandtravis.com.
On the Helping Healing Humor podcast, we talk about anxiety and stress and its impact on our everyday lives. We know that finances, including planning for retirement, is one of the leading causes of stress. It can be confusing and overwhelming. There are differing opinions on the best approach. It can be hard to know who to trust. For our retirement planning, Whitney and I trust Greg Howell of Howell Wealth Management at Northwestern Mutual. Greg is professional, knowledgeable, and accessible. He looks at the whole picture and thinks outside the box to create ways to help you reach your financial goals. Retirement planning can be especially challenging for ministers who do not have the benefit of a 401k, but Greg's expertise and creativity can get you on the right path and give you confidence for the future. Text him to schedule your free 15-minute consultation today at 931-638-1576. Be sure to tell him Ben and Travis sent you. Remember, that's Greg Howell of Howell Wealth Management at Northwestern Mutual, 931-638-1576.
So our lads to leaders question of the day is this. What are the benefits? Even if, obviously the benefit, we want to benefit and help others. And that's the number one reason why we do these events. And, watching people hit each other with dodgeballs, there is a benefit there as well. But the giving, right? The Lord loves a cheerful giver. And so there is a benefit, not that that's what we're there for, but there is a benefit to the giver. And so in y'all's experiences as ministers in the process of giving to St. Jude or whatever we've tried to do with this podcast, what are the benefits there?
I mean, I think some of the benefits that I've seen and that I think a lot of other people see with it is just the promotion of just the positivity, the positive values that happen when you give. Other people take note of it. When you give, other people are inspired by it. And so it's one of those things in life where it seems like it snowballs. You rarely have somebody just give and nobody else go, hey, I think I want to give. You read these stories or listen to these stories about people going through a car line and paying for the person behind them. And then it's like, I've heard of those chains going for 9 or 10 cars. That person pays for the next person. That person pays for the next person. It's almost like we feel a challenge when somebody gives. We're like, I want to give too. And so I think that's what happens with a lot of it. When you see these things pop up on Facebook, we're talking about Liberte Ministries. When people give towards that, or you see these kids hand in these little things full of quarters, you go, man, I could probably do that too. So I think it's that promotion of the positive values is one of the things that kind of stands out to me.
I think one thing for me through the money that we've raised for St. June is kind of piggybacking off what Ben says, is just building new relationships. There's people here at Highland Park that last year helped me reach my goal that I had not been close to, but now they went all in on helping me raise my goal. It was like, you go run a half marathon. Here's what I'm going to do for St. Jude. I'm going to help you raise money. And from that, like, it has developed into like a really close friendship. Our families have gotten closer. Like, Lindsay's gotten closer to those people simply because they were willing just to jump on board and help us, reach a common goal. And so I think it just, the relationships that's opened up. I know, like, even Justin Bretherick and Josh Thorne that have run with us, like, now I've started text groups with those guys, simply because we said, hey, here's what we want to do together. So I think the positive side of things is, like, it's very fulfilling. I've heard from a young age, it's better to give than to receive, but the older I get, being a part of those things that are so much bigger than myself, it really does. It makes you feel great. And it introduced me to a lot of new people that, had I not been a part of something like giving to St. Jude, I don't know that I would have ever had a real relationship with.
There are things as Christians that we do that you could look at as an overlapping of kingdom and the world. And we're really, through the power of the Spirit, through the power of what Jesus has done, we are bringing the kingdom into this world. However we look at that, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Well, the kingdom has come. And so we now have that other part of that command, that part of that his will would be done, and to help and love those around us is that. And so, baptism, the Lord's Supper, just to name a few, some people called them sacraments, are places where this world and this kingdom interlope or overlap, and so there may be some tension there. But we see where there are negatives, and we see that there are evil things, or at least the consequence of evil, that these kids are sick, or whatever ministry you partake in, talking about Liberte Ministries, that we have a command to offset those in some way, in helping, healing, and humor to hit it again. And so when we are able to be the light, we're to be the light. Let the lower lights be burning. I love that song.
That's a good one.
We are privileged and honored to be able to do these things. Yes. Do we do goofy things to have a blast? The Batify, the guy finishes, hey, here's a foam championship belt, or a gold robe, or a funky medal, or, hey, let's get together and dress up like pirates, or whatever, and hit each other with dodgeballs. But it's the motor behind those things is God and the Spirit and Jesus, that we can be a living sacrifice. And it's something that we're called to do, but there's also that benefit of doing it, of fitting into that community. And so,
and I think a lot of people look at the church too, sometimes with a critical eye, and the way that the kingdom here on this earth is, stuck in the mud or whatever else. And we have always tried to make sure that people understood you can have a good time and serve God. You can have fun while you serve God. You can, while you give, you can have a good time. It doesn't have to be so stoic and stuck in the mud, if you will. There's a couple of places in the scripture where it talks about, as Jesus conquered, One of those is Ephesians chapter 4. It talks about him leading a crowd of captives, and he gave gifts to people. So, part of what that initial ministry in the first century was these miraculous gifts that were handed out. But we also know we've been given gifts. And so, God that's his spirit. His spirit is a giving spirit, is a loving spirit. And if we've got that within us, I think that's what we do. So there's an intersection between gratitude and giving. So because I'm thankful, we do the thing in November, the most grateful Thanksgiving ever. Because of the blessings I've been given, then I want to turn around and give those out to the people around me as well. And so because he conquered and gave out the blessings to us, as part of the kingdom people, we go, hey, who else can we give these blessings to? And that might be our time, and that might be our energy, and it might be our money, and that might be our resources on some level. But how can we then turn around and bless the people around us?
So shout out to your wives and your family that give all the time. And it's usually me on the other side going, hey guys, I got this idea. Let's go. And to obviously my family as well for just putting up with me. But appreciate you guys jumping on. And I'm all about that attitude of gratitude.
Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.